Samsung has exploded higher plus 8.22% to $309,500, a historic single-session move that demands your attention. In this video we break down what is driving this and what it means. Welcome to MTRS_Market Pulse. It is Friday, July 3rd, and this is your complete global market briefing. Risk assets are outperforming as investor confidence strengthens. Let us start with a quick look at how the major global markets are positioned today. Starting with the major global indices. S&P 500 is broadly flat at $7,483.24, awaiting a fresh catalyst. Equity markets are responding to reports that S&P 500, NASDAQ register best quarter since 2020 despite Iran war. NASDAQ 100 is down minus 1.61%, trading at $29,329. Equity markets are responding to reports that TSMC versus Nvidia, which RE semiconductor stock should you buy in July? Trading view. Dow Jones is up plus 1.14%, trading at $52,900. Equity markets are responding to reports that U.S. job creation cools in June with payrolls growth of just 57,000, unemployment rate at 4.2%. DAX ticked up plus 0.28% to $25,653. This comes as S&P 500, NASDAQ register best quarter since 2020 despite Iran war, adding pressure to energy markets. FTSE 100 is trading lower by minus 0.36%, at $10,615. Equity markets are responding to reports that Trump's tariffs, Fed minutes, rumbles Bitcoin by what's moving markets. Now let us turn to some of the biggest names in global equities. Samsung surged plus 8.22% to $309,500 in a significant session. Equity markets are responding to reports that Samsung profit surges over eightfold to beat estimates as RE boom fuels memory chip crunch. HBM3 yield rates for AI training chips are the most critical near-term metric. Any positive update would drive a meaningful earnings upgrade cycle. The memory upcycle is intact, but Samsung's foundry losses are a drag. A recovery in smartphone DRAM pricing would add a second earnings lever. Northrop Grumman surged plus 5.59% to $549.01 in a significant session. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Northrop Grumman, NOC, has a long-cycle deterrence and mission systems engine bigger than a budget debate Alpha Street. Government IT and classified programs provide stable base earnings that are often underappreciated. The next intercontinental ballistic missile contract is a potential large upside catalyst. Watch for any DoD budget line item commentary on space programs. Meta made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 4.90% to $582.90. Equity markets are responding to reports that Meta is about to make its next billion-dollar bet. Wall Street thinks it could be huge, 24/7 Wall St. The advertising engine continues to outpace expectations. AI-driven targeting improvements are delivering direct revenue per user gains each quarter. The key variable to watch is engagement per user as Reels, Stories, and Threads compete for time. Reality Labs' losses are the one overhang, but core momentum is exceptional. Apple surged plus 4.84% to $308.63 in a significant session. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Apple's stock gains as company XX cite iPhone, Mac demand in boosting guidance. Apple Intelligence adoption rate across the iPhone 16 base is the variable that will determine whether this cycle outperforms the last. Services revenue, now running at over $100 billion annualized, compounds regardless of hardware timing. The India manufacturing expansion de-risks the China tariff story meaningfully. Watch for any product announcement that could re-accelerate upgrades. Now let us dig into the macro picture driving these moves. On the geopolitical front, this comes as S&P 500, NASDAQ register best quarter since 2020 despite Iran war, adding pressure to energy markets. This is adding a risk premium across energy markets and supporting safe haven demand. Equity markets are responding to reports that Trump's tariffs, Fed minutes, rumbles Bitcoin by what's moving markets. Rate expectations remain the single most powerful macro driver for equities and currencies right now. Rate expectations remain a key driver for growth and technology stocks, which are highly sensitive to discount rate assumptions. Equity markets are responding to reports that U.S. job creation cools in June with payrolls growth of just 57,000, unemployment rate at 4.2%. Turning to commodities. Brent crude ticked up to $71.88 per barrel, up 0.11% on the session. The move follows reports that Brent crude oil bias may remain bearish to neutral in H2 2026 business standard. WTI crude slipped to $68.62 per barrel, down 0.1% on the session. The move follows reports that Brent crude oil bias may remain bearish to neutral in H2 2026 business standard. Natural gas edged higher to $3.24, up 1.44% on the session. This comes as S&P 500, NASDAQ register best quarter since 2020 despite Iran war, adding pressure to energy markets. Gold climbed to $4,185.50 per troy ounce, up 1.77% on the session. The gold move is partly driven by safe havens aren't behaving like they used to. Here's what's changed. Let us give you our near-term view on Samsung. With momentum this strong, traders will be watching the $328,070 level closely. A clean break there would confirm the uptrend and could bring in additional momentum buyers. Risk management remains critical. Always size positions according to your own risk tolerance. In the currency markets, Euro to US dollar is at 1.14, gaining 0.58% on the day. Pound sterling to US dollar is at 1.34, gaining 0.54% on the day. US dollar to Japanese yen is at 161.13, losing 0.87% on the day. Currency markets are reacting to gold's safe haven status is fading. Oil, the Fed and the dollar are driving the decline. Moneycontrol.com. Here is your market watch list heading into the next session. Keep a close eye on central bank speakers and rate commentary, and key economic data releases. Any one of these could be the catalyst that defines the next major directional move. We do the research so you do not have to hours of analysis distilled into actionable daily briefings. If that is valuable, please hit the like button. It is the single best way to support independent market analysis and help us reach more investors. Subscribe and turn on notifications for tomorrow's briefing. Drop your view in the comments. Are you bullish or bearish from here? Thanks for watching MTRS_Market Pulse. Nothing here constitutes financial advice. Please conduct your own due diligence. Good luck in the markets, and we will see you in the next video. That is your full global market briefing from MTRS_Market Pulse. Subscribe and turn on notifications for daily updates.